Rock Valley, Iowa is a tractor puller's dream come true, with fistfuls of grip that offer a 300-foot-plus trip. By far one of the most intense classes in the Outlaws Pulling Series is Super Farm, where the manufacturers battle for bragging rights and the top drivers ride tall in the saddle over the rest of the herd. And they're up next.
In the heart of the Midwest, there's a band of modern-day marauders. Mounted atop their beasts, they line up to throw down. They are outlaws.
Rock Valley, Iowa is the home of Thunder in the Valley, one of the most prestigious stops for the Outlaw Pulling Series. Hello everyone, I'm Claude Wood. Dave Bennett, Rick Carlson, and I will be bringing you all the action today from the Super Farm Tractor class.
Super Farm Tractors, you gotta love them. This is one of the closest competitive classes there is. The same weight, 9,200 pounds. The same fuel, the same size, same brand of turbo, the same water. Everything's the same except the driver.
First puller in Super Farm will be Steve Gavin. He's a hired gun and also an engine builder.
Hired gun driving for Mr. Kent Moravic. Kent drives a tractor every once in a while, but Steve normally sitting in the seat. Engine builder extraordinaire. Does a lot of work on a lot of other tractors in this class and for the sport of pulling. First hook of the show. Going to set the mark at 296 and 79. 296 and 79. Not a bad run.
And Steve has decided to keep that pull right in the center of the track, wheels up just a little bit.
Yeah, the first puller has the option to take or refuse, and like you said, he's going to keep it, and I don't blame him a bit. A little bit of a bounce, but he didn't run out of power. That's the main ingredient.
Up next will be John Platty. He's out of Hubbard, Iowa. He drives Turbo Up.
John used to pull antique tractors, moved up to the Outlaws in the Super Farm ranks, has a powder coating business, does a lot of different things. One of our true outlaw pullers. Now he run out of power. He's wishing he had a lower gear. He'll set number 2 mark at 292 and 12, but he knows that ain't gonna hold.
He misread the track there, Dave.
Oh yeah, misjudged his horsepower for the traction on the track. Right about now, he knows he's in trouble because he didn't have the RPMs that he needed. Choked her down.
Chad Andrews, when not pulling, he's a corn and soybean farmer. Calls his tractor Brewley Buck.
Gets the name Brewley of the creek that runs across the farm. You're going to see his dad pull a little bit later on in this show. Not bad, pretty straight, pretty level. Motor started choke one time, reached down, got second breath, done a great job. He's going to take the lead right now at 3:08 and 15.
Well, he made some good decisions. He spotted the sled over to the right, and that seems to be working out for him, but what a good run.
You got to find that sweet spot in the track, and sometimes you like being the last puller or middle of the class, watch other guys run.
Let's go down to Rick Carlson.
Chad, that seemed to work.
Yeah, I shifted down a gear. It seemed like it was pulling pretty hard.
This is Norm Cavan. His son Steve was our first puller. Now, Norm is your 2012-2014 Western Farm Show winner.
This guy's a winner in a lot of different places. This tractor's been back east on the East Coast in Louisville, has taken home #1 spot numerous times. He's running for the new championship of the Outlaws. Already been out a couple, 3 times this year. And he just proved how good he is. He went 3:17 and 91, put him in the lead.
Not a whole lot of things you can say about this pull. He just seemed to do everything right.
Just pretty close. It got a little high on that first takeoff right there, unloaded the tires, but the Magnum Force reared back, got a hold, took it down to the other end. Now, you know, you talk about an experience. Norm Cavan in the Super Farm ranks, probably as well known in the Super Farm industry as anybody. And you take a look right there, the tires wrinkling, he had his air pressure right, just a classic run.
Norm, 317.
Pretty happy for now. I hope it holds. We got a lot of them coming. That's good track out there. A lot of bite. More than I expect. I should have more weight on the nose, but we'll see how it holds up. Thanks.
Mike Dunclow, he's out of Pilger, Nebraska. He drives Burning Bucks.
Yeah, Burning Bucks, the Dunclow family. Now, you heard Norm make mention that there's a lot of them back there being an early hook in the class. This track can change, and if it changes for the better, it might hurt him. We'll find out how it's going to work out. Little John Deere run out of ponies at 295 and 81. Puts him in 4th place right now with the Burning Bucks.
And Mike, like the previous puller, setting up over to the right, that seems to be the place of choice.
Everybody's watching everybody, and when you can get the front end off the ground like every one of these guys have in that first 50 foot, that means there's traction right there. Just where you want to stop on the other end. Stop a little quick.
Double Trouble Unleashed. At least that is what Barry Spans out of Hudson, South Dakota hopes it will be.
Unleashed, the Double Trouble International Power, cool looking tractor. See the little round horn right there in the front? That's the air intake of the turbocharger. Interesting about the black smoke right there. Not a very good pull at 286.01. He probably wished he could do that one over, drop a gear. Watch the smoke. We're talking about the smoke. See how black it is right there? It'll go white before it comes back black, and that's when he lost his power.
And at this point, it's all over. There's nothing else that the puller can do. Super Farm leaderboard. Norm Cavan used to being in first place, and that's where he is, at least for now. His son is in 3rd place. Our next puller coming up is new to the Outlaws. This is Armond Jensen, and you'll see him when we come back to Thunder in the Valley. Stay with us.
The Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is brought to you by Bauer Built. Our strength is in our people and the customers we serve. Will Cross Seed. Good product, good prices, good service. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
Welcome back to Rock Valley, Iowa. A capacity crowd on hand for Thunder in the Valley. We're in the middle of the Super Farm Tractors class. This is Armond Jensen, and he drives the Springdale Deer.
New tractor, new puller to Outlaws out of Neola, Iowa. And it just looks totally professional. Nothing new looking about this machine, none whatsoever. Danced a little bit up in the air. Going to take it down to what looks like going to be a good distance, and it is. He's going to go number 2 right now at 3:10 and 33.
Let's go on board. Listen to the engine, crank it up.
Now you heard that motor bog at the start, and it got up to a high RPM, then it kind of come back to its power range. Right here. Comes off the line, got that traction. That motor had to rear back, get a second breath, and he's in his second breath right there. And then the sled just gets so heavy it pulls it down, but he didn't run out of power.
Coming up next is the hometown favorite from right here in Rock Valley. This is Dave Roseboom driving Red Rock.
The International. 3 guys owns the tractor. Roseboom doing the driving tonight. Going to try to carry the flag for the hometown favorite. And the hardest show in the world to win is your hometown show. And he just smothered out. He's going to be one wishing he had a lower gear. Going to move into number 4 right now at 300.39, but the crowd's going to be behind him all the way.
Absolutely. That's a pretty cool look on the weights right there on the front.
Got the chrome out front, kind of shiny, got all he needs out front. The track just reared back and got a hold of that tractor and snuffed him.
Getting ready to go now. This is Chad Weisenkamp. He drives Someday.
Tractor called Someday. He is chasing Norm Cavan. Actually, Norm Cavan and Steve Cavan do the work on the motor on this tractor. Good run going. Get down and dig. Oh, you seen that tractor get down. Oh, man, just barely out of first place. 1.27, just a foot and a quarter out of first. He goes 3:16 and 64.
That pull will put Chad in second place. You think other pullers don't watch? Look on the left side of the screen. Those are all pullers that are coming up, and yeah, they're going to school right now. We'll see what they learn. Molly Peterson getting ready to pull earlier today. Rick Carlson caught up with her and her team.
As we walk through the pits, we see many big rigs, tractor trailers, and everything. But then we come to Never Say Never. And it looks like really a hobby racer Molly Peterson.
Yeah, this is kind of our life during the summer, and it's what we love to do, and I love running with these big boys out there, I guess. This tractor came up for sale, and actually we had a very, very good friend who purchased it. My dad drove it for the summer, and at the end of the summer they put me on it, and of course I fell even more in love with it. So my dad knew, you know, this is something we need to work on, so over the winter worked out a deal, and here we are today.
Never say never. Quite an interesting name there, Dave.
Oh, it is for a fact. The lady can get on and drive with the best of them. She knows she's giving up a few horsepowers, but you don't want to back up. This lady will come at you all the time. Listening to that motor work, she's going to burn it in at 286 and 71, and she'll be happy with that. It's still running.
Quite a nice paint scheme going on there, even to the extent of taking the pink theme on the front of the weights.
Yeah, her dad drives this tractor every once in a while. I give him thunder about sitting on the pink tractor, but hey, as long as Molly's happy, Dad don't care.
Down to Rick Carlson.
Could have gone a little farther, but you have to be fairly satisfied.
Yeah, we've had a lot of issues this season, so just to honestly make it down the track and hopefully there's nothing wrong under the hood, that's kind of a win for us tonight, to be honest. So.
The Dakota Deer, here's a tractor that's been around quite a long time. This is Alan Andrews.
He is our defending points champion of last year, trying to repeat for 2015. The new point system to pull off the championship, this guy's got to get every point he can to make the top 5 to go for the pull-off with the new scheme the Outlaws has got set up. And it looks like it's going to work pretty good for him right now, anyhow. He sits in third at 3:11 and 43.
Not a whole lot you can find fault with on this pull, Dave.
Now, the boys are still liking that exact same spot to take off that starting line. I'm surprised somebody hadn't tried something a little different. He just sitting in the seat, cruising down to the other end. Nice little pull.
Here is Brian Deck, and he is driving One Bad Apple. And speaking of that right-hand side of the track, will that finally give way?
Well, it will give way at some point in time. Somebody's going to have to make a move. And, One Bad Apple has got a very bad mechanical problem. 118 and 82. Watch the smoke. Comes out. You've seen a little bit of a poof right there. I think he lost the hose off the turbo. You've seen a poof come out that left-hand side. Something broke anyhow.
Super Farm leaderboard, Norm Gavin and his Case IH barely holding on to the lead. International second, John Deere third, fourth, fifth. Hometown favorite, Dave Roseboom in sixth place. Brian Deck, he broke, but still able to drive off, so maybe it won't be too expensive to fix. What's in a name you see on the side of tractors? A lot of imagination goes into it. Welcome back to Rock Valley, Iowa, and Thunder in the Valley. A few seconds ago, we saw a lot of those interesting names. Clayton Schmidt, certainly one. Also, Cornhusker Cadillac. How in the world did he come up with that?
Cornhusker Cadillac, driven by Clayton Schmidt. How did you come up with the name?
Oh, the original name was going to be Cornfield Cadillac, and we're at a guy's shop, Norm Gavin, over there in Cedar Bluffs, and he said, well, you're from Nebraska, you probably better call it Cornhusker Cadillac, so it kind of stuck, and everybody said, well, yeah, we'll agree with that, and that's where it came from, I guess. It started out.
How did you start out? Did you just decide you're going to jump in, or is there a family history?
We pulled in Pickerel one night, and Mom and Dad had a wedding they had to go to, and a close family friend of ours, a Davison family out of Osceola, they said, well, we'll babysit him and take over, and so we went down to Mound City, Missouri, and that was my very first pull down there, and they kind of had me put all the pressure on me at one time, and that's where we ended up, first hook, and ended up getting third there that night, so it turned out all right.
Well, started driving well, but you paid some dues working on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of get the work done at home and stuff, then lights come on in the shop. It'd be out there till midnight a lot of nights, turning wrenches and getting it ready to go, I guess.
Cornhusker Cadillac hoping for green to win this evening.
Clayton Schmidt getting ready to go. First thing, take a deep breath, concentrate on the track, He's down on the throttle, and away we go.
This man has already made a statement that he's planning on making a run for the pull-off to the championship. And he's fixing to show some people why he's going to make that run. He had some ground speed, run out of ponies at 3:12 and 12, puts him into third place. Cornhusker Cadillac, you take a look, he's coming head on right here. Working that motor, sliding that clutch with the RPM of the motor, coming all the way down the track. Just a really, really nice run. Take another look at it.
And Dave, he did not sit up on that right side. He's trying right in the center.
Got to move over at some point in time. I mean, ground's going to give way. This Rock Valley crew has as good a track as you ever want to put together, but some things can get wore out, and he made a great move by doing that.
Let's go down to Rick Carlson.
Clayton, it looked like you were taking a look at that flag.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple good ones left yet, but it's biting pretty good too, so probably should have been a gear down.
Our next puller up will be Phil Kleinhesselink. He's out of Alton, Iowa.
The different color tractor here. You don't see many white tractors around, especially in the Super Farm class. One of a different color. Hook to the track. Good. Had good RPM. I would just fix to say great RPM, but I'm going to say he just blowed a turbo is what I'm going to guess. Quite sure it's going to cost him $1.98. Let's try to pick up, see if we can see something come out of the side shields or out of the bottom. Good RPM. A little bit of a smoke would just went down. I just really don't know. It very well could have been the air shut off to the turbo. He was past the 100-foot mark.
One thing's for sure, it certainly wasn't what the doctor ordered.
It wasn't what the doctor ordered. Good point.
And that'll bring up Rodney Deck out of Windside, Nebraska. He drives Dream On.
Well, the other half of the Deck family had mechanical trouble. Hopefully Dream On will carry home the paycheck for them here tonight. Motor's talking. Bouncing way too much. That bouncing caught that motor. It just bounced too many times, loaded the motor. He just couldn't handle it. It's going to be a disappointing distance of 296 and 23.
We go to the replay here. What really caused all the bouncing?
Well, when you get an RPM of a motor and you might be working too tall a gear, that makes the tires jerk and jump a little bit. The motor's trying to pull a tall gear, just couldn't horse it.
As we go to the Super Farm leaderboard, Norm Gavin in his Case IH, number 1 for now. International in second place. Clayton Schmidt moves up to third, and Rodney Deck cracks the top 10. The remainder of Super Farm when we come back.
The Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is brought to you by Extreme Performance Tire Cutting. Be Supreme. By Extreme. Agency 212. Marketing, Communications, Public Relations. VP Racing. World leader in race fuel technology. And by Steel Rubber. Quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping.
Welcome back to Rock Valley, Iowa, and Thunder in the Valley. Continuing on with the Super Farm Tractors. Our next puller up will be Tim Delaney out of Fremont, Nebraska, and he drives Freedom.
Freedom, the name of the tractor. A lot of tractors in Super Farm division when we come to Rock Valley, right in the heart of Super Farm. Man coming out of Nebraska really charging. Good RPM, went over to that left side. You seen the smoke go away, but it come back. 3:05 and 65. A pretty decent little run for the International.
And he's set up right in the middle of the track. That seems to be where everybody's going right now.
Yeah, they wore that one spot out. Now they've come over to the middle. I like the way Rock Valley lays their tracks out. The guys got a lot of room to work and a lot of traction, as that man just proved on that run.
Mark Roberts driving Spanky's Toy. This is a New Holland tractor, hand on the throttle, ready to go.
One of few New Hollands in the class. Mark Roberts has worked on this tractor for so long, made it one of the top contenders. You don't see that many New Hollands at all, but oh, did he take a bump from the sled. Tire squatted down, the motor never give up. Now you wonder what I say about bump on the sled. when that box tops out, it really gives the boys a jolt. And you can see his whole body shook. The momentum that he had, where he was at on the track, just the conditions, everything added together, really give him a jolt right there. A lot of times that will push a puller a little way. Sometimes it will stop them dead in the tracks.
Red Raider. This is Dan Niemeyer, and he is from Hardwick, Minnesota.
Man comes down to the Rock Valley area, loves pulling with the Outlaws, stays up in Minnesota, pulls a lot of different associations. Tried to have him hooking with Outlaws here in Rock Valley, Iowa. Gets him a distance of 2:99 and 67. Pretty decent run for the man out of Minnesota.
And this is a pretty clean run from the very beginning. Not too much you can find that he did wrong here.
Not really, didn't get too high up in the air. Had good RPM, bounced a little bit. Probably the air pressure in the tires making him bounce a little bit.
One puller remains, and that is Eric Brownie out of Wayne, Nebraska. He's a farmer and a mechanic.
Husker Hooker International, last one to go, gunning for Norm Cavan. That right hand all the way forward. Got the ground speed, got the momentum. Just needed a few more ponies is all he needed to take in the lead, but he's going to stop short at 2:94 and 71. Setting in the center of the track, coming down the line, good smoke, good RPM, good tire speed. Just needed another pony or two.
Super Farm Tractor's final results, Norm Cavan. He barely wins it, but Dave, this was some close competition.
Oh, real close. Rising Camp right there next door to you. Come on down the line. You got our defending points champion setting fourth, the new Outlaw setting fifth. Just a great class top to bottom.
It certainly was, and that'll put a wrap on it. From Rock Valley, Iowa, Thunder in the Valley. For Rick Carlson and Dave Bennett, Claude Wood, so long. See you next time.